Good afternoon, everybody. Of course, the shop looks like crap these days. We're buried in projects right now, and yeah, just bought out the contents of another TV and radio repair shop that closed their doors. As is often the case, I tend to buy up a lot of the stock, new old stock parts and stuff, and yeah, it's kind of makes maybe it'll make me the last one standing when everything else, when all the old parts are gone and the new old stock is gone, and I'll be sitting on a gold mine. By that time, this stuff will be degraded and lousy. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Chooching on a Monday afternoon. I was really thrilled today. I got up this morning and saw that the Great Santa Rosa Fire, the cinematic experience, had been nominated to the London International Film Festival, which will be held in February. So I was quite honored to be selected for that. Just to be, nominated is just to be selected for entry into that is really a cool thing. So, if you haven't seen it, check it out. If I remember at the end of the video, I will put the link in the box, and it covers 4 or 5 very harrowing days here with a lot of community, a lot of action, a lot of sadness, but the heroic spirit of people helping people, and of course a look at the devastated communities, all set to music. I was one of the lucky or unlucky ones that was able to get out there in the morning of the fire before the police lines got all set up, and was able to get in over the next day or so to a lot of those areas and just show how horrendous everything was. Well, we got projects on the bench. I've got a 2-parter that came in here. I've got a Yamaha tuner that's dead in the water. It's the CT4102 tuner, and it's supposedly a companion piece to the did I say Sony? It's a Yamaha. I'm so crazy with Sony. There's our Sony sitting over there waiting in the waiting for parts to be delivered. Oh man, more stuff than you can shake a stick at. And this is the companion amplifier to it, the Yamaha Natural Sound A960 Mark II. And let's take a couple minutes and let's talk about the Yamaha, because when it comes to stereos, stereo receivers, amplifiers, high fidelity equipment, Yamaha is kind of in a class by itself because of the pain in the ass. Well, number one, the quality of the build, the quality of the parts that they use. You can see these big Elna filter capacitors here. These things cost a fortune here. They didn't spare any expense when they built these units. This was a throwaway, a garage throwaway here, rescue, and it's if it runs, it's an incredibly good unit because it has harmonic distortion of 0.05%, 5/100ths of 1%. It's an incredible achievement in engineering for 1982. So I'm gonna see if we can get this going. I've been working on the bench here and checking signals and other stuff. It's not often I break the scope out, but sometimes it's easier for me to look at signals than to I don't even know if then to use voltmeters. Is this thing on? Where in the hell is this thing plugged in? Oops, didn't plug it in. Let me turn that off. This is my 1966 RCA solid state oscilloscope. I love it because at that time, you know, solid state was a big deal, you know, and everybody slapped it on every product that they could get about solid state. So let's put this thing on. I've powered this thing up on the Variac here. It's fine, you know, but it's pretty much dead. What little signal I got out of it, I mean, it powers up, and when I can you know, I can feed a signal into it. Might help to plug this in, right? Yeah, it's got all kinds of issues. From what I can determine, the speaker, you know, the protection circuit is locking it. I can't get it into speaker mode, although I get a tiny little bit of output on that. So, you know, sometimes oh boy, you know, sometimes it powers up and sometimes it doesn't. Don't you love it? Oh goodness. Let's see. Yeah, that's the plug. So I don't know, you know, so this is my life, right? This is my life. Just total. There's kind of wants to come on, but maybe not. You know? And it's got all kinds of functions that I main direct, whatever the hell that is. It's got disk muting, which I understand, but it's, I mean, look at the phono selections here, the resistance. I mean, it's insane, this thing. And when you're listening to the volume of music, you can set this so you kind of cap it. It'll kind of redline on you if it's in theory anyway, the way that's supposed to work. But yeah, let's feed it through the scope a minute. We got the RCA warming up. I need to just throw a source in there real quick. Definitely modulating a signal, so strange, you know. Got that on the outputs there. Got the headphones on here. I'm getting music. I'm running Tchaikovsky's War of 1812 Overture through here. So definitely getting some modulation, although very tiny. It's like strange to me if the speaker protection circuit, it should be very binary. It should either be all on or all off. So we got a lot of issues with this unit. And plus I've got a tremendous amount of crackling in here too. I mean, it's a very dirty system right now. You can definitely hear. All right, and as I mentioned, the tuner is absolutely just dead in the water. So what I was saying about the Yamahas here is that they are incredibly hard to work on because they use multi-level tiering for the component systems here, meaning that, you know, I want to get down, I want to recap. I think a lot of our problem has to do with the power supply and the filter board down here. But look at this. I got to take the whole unit apart back and the front to be able to move this board so I can get access underneath there to service at the bottom. So that's a pain in the butt right there. There aren't a lot of you know, I've got a lot of ICs on here and other stuff. There's not the component level on here, the discrete components that there used to be. But here's another thing here. Look at these connector bands on here. There's no doubt they're high quality. There's no doubt that they're super functional. Look at the way that the output there's the ST packs down here. The whole system is very well engineered, but I'm just hoping that these ST packs for output aren't blown. So something else to keep me up at night here. But otherwise, a little bulgy on the some of the caps are a little bulgy here, which kind of surprises me for Elna. But I have a feeling if we can get in here and do a little work, we can probably bring this thing back to life in pretty short order. But you can kind of see it modulates. You can kind of set your level, I guess, for that you want your maximum listening level, and it'll automatically warn you if you're exceeding. I don't know. It's just all this crazy stuff. None of this stuff is really responsive. I've already taken 3 days, and I have put a lot of contact cleaner in various parts here. The other big problem is here, the speaker selection is all buried in here, which is really a pain. It's shielded within this box, so the whole unit has to be taken apart to really properly service those problems. Maybe the speaker switches are just barely making contact. I mean, I can come up with 100 theories of what's wrong with this thing. There's probably 50 things wrong with this thing. But what's right with this thing is you have a big juicy power transformer. You have big juicy gigantic jumbo filter capacitors. So we have the best of the best in terms of noise reduction and reducing ripple. Taking AC and really smoothing that out through from the rectifier, and really smoothing that out for good solid DC power to drive the output and everything. So I've got to try to nail down a service manual, which shouldn't be too difficult. This isn't real. The whole thing could really use a blow job here for sure. It's plenty dirty. I got to get some more canned air. All the this was at the point in manufacture where the component size started to really reduce, and you didn't need the big heat tolerance of 1/2 watt resistors. Now you're getting down to 1/4 watt resistors. In other words, there was much less power, more efficiently going through these units, computer controlled in a very basic way with the output discrete units there. So it's going to be an interesting project. Like I say, we're getting plenty of I know that the amp is putting out. It's just not putting out in the right places right now, so it's going to be a challenge for sure. So all right, that's just a short one to let you know what's on the table now here in terms of the workshop. I'd sure like to get this thing done before Christmas. Like I say, throwaway units are nice. It's not every day you see Yamahas on the trash heap, and they're definitely worth saving because the output levels, the harmonic distortions are so low. This is some of the cleanest and best listening you're going to have when it comes to high fidelity and reproduction of a very wide range of frequencies. High fidelity doesn't mean FM, it doesn't mean stereo. High fidelity means that you don't leave a lot on the recording studio floor. As many frequencies as possible are brought over to through the unit, so you're hearing the highs, you're hearing the lows, and you're not getting that truncated sound that we have today. You're having a full flow through of as wide a frequency as possible. That's real high fidelity, the widest frequency ranges that you can get to your ears. All right, happy Monday, everybody.